Welcome to the Man United show. We are live, and it is the post-match reaction of the game against Atlético de Madrid. And Manchester United are officially out of the Champions League. A 2-1 aggregate loss, a 1-0 loss on the night at Old Trafford. Nathan Ellington has joined us. Nathan, what are your thoughts on the game?
Just obviously disappointed to be out, but to be fair, I knew it was coming. Atletico, a very good side, very experienced, and they're a little bit better further along the line than us. They won the league last year, obviously not the same this year, but look, they're a better side than us at the minute. But we did start off well. I was happy with how we started. Obviously, we lacked a bit of quality. We did have like all the possession, but not really much to show for it apart from that one chance with Elanga. A point blank save from Oblak. But yeah, I was getting kind of, excited thinking, you know what, we can do this. And then when they picked up the ball, I realized actually we can't do this. We're not able to stop people getting through easily. So it happens again and again. Obviously, they got good quality on the counter, and that's what they're known for. And they took their chances, and then they wasted time the minute they scored. So what can you do when you haven't got enough players on song, and just they were a better team. They were the better team overall in the end in terms of how they managed the game. They knew what they wanted to do. They came and done it. Sat back, didn't give us no space anywhere. Double teamed anyone who was dangerous. Made Cristiano go wide all the time and try to pretend to be 25 again. He's not. He's 37. Get in the box, stay in the box, and let people put the ball in for you. And if they go and give it to you, it's their fault. Don't come out on the wing and leave nobody in the box. Because I was sitting there thinking, we're trying to work angles to get a ball in, but they're looking and going, but Cristiano's on the wide, so we can't cross the ball. There's no point. But yeah, it wasn't his fault, but obviously it's one of them things where you just want everything to work nicely. And it didn't in the end. So disappointed, obviously, but it was coming. We knew it was coming. So, when you expect something, it doesn't hurt as much when you do go out, but it's realization time.
Happy with the starting lineup that Ralph Rangnick put out?
To be fair, I actually wrote in my group, I said I wanted Wan-Bissaka because of the right back situation. I wanted him to defend better, but to be fair, it was a good team. It was a good enough team to go out there and do bits. I would have done exactly the same, to be fair. When I looked at it, I would have done Wan-Bissaka and Tellez was obviously Shaw's not playing, but that's what I said. I said McTominay or Fred. If McTominay's fit, he'll probably play McTominay. I said I wanted Fred, not Fred. I said McTominay and Matic, sorry. And then I said I wanted Fred playing a bit further up because he done so well last game, and he carried it on today. I wanted Pogba or Bruno, and then one of them to come off. So he did exactly that. And then I said, actually, I want Mata on the pitch today. He actually came on as well. So to be fair, he done a lot of the things that I wanted. It's just unfortunate we didn't get the result. One of the things I would have liked to have seen is Sancho go on the right and Rashford on the left, because Rashford's he's non-existent on the right. It's like he doesn't know how to play football when he's on the right side of a football pitch. Doesn't make sense to me, but yeah, it's I didn't care where I was on the pitch. Left foot, right foot, take you down the line, cut inside.
Honestly, I used to struggle because I managed a couple of teams and I managed 5-a-side teams as well. And when I used to put a defender who, when he was in defence, would absolutely smash shots on goal non-stop. When I put him on up front or on the wing, he'd fall apart. He didn't know what to do. I was like, how comes I put you down here? You don't want to stop shooting. I put you up here. You can't shoot. What's going on? It doesn't register in my head. I don't get it.
It's weird. But your back's the goal, isn't it? When you're up front, your back's the goal a lot of the time. And then it's about getting the touch and the shot off straight away. Or if you're coming onto everything from deeper, you're easier to get your shots off because as soon as it's open, you're already facing goal and you can just shoot. But if you're a striker, mate, it is a proper specialised position. So, yeah, as you know.
Yeah, like goalkeepers. I get that.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, there we go. Bosh.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Let's get on to the player ratings then. David De Gea.
I'll give him a 6 today. He saved one good save towards the end of the game. Actually, early on in the game, from a long shot. I think it was their first shot of the game. He saved a good one there. But to be fair, I didn't like the way when Maguire messed up and then he had to go back to De Gea. De Gea could have just played it straight through to McTominay, but he's like got a bit scared himself and kicked it, and then he's giving it to them. Then he's moaning at Maguire, which he can be, but he should be moaning at himself as well for not being able to handle passing that ball. It was an easy pass. There's only one player in the way. Give it to McTominay on the floor, then he can turn out and play his football. Okay, but yeah, he gets a 6 for me just for that as well. We couldn't do much for the goal, but yeah, he's a distribution, man. It shows when them kind of things happens. It shows like that's the side of his game that he's nowhere near the other two. The Man City and the Liverpools of this world. He's nowhere near those other two Brazilians.
Yeah, all right.
With the feet, with the footwork, of course.
It's a 6. Yeah, he's one of the best shot stoppers in the world. That's why Man United kept him. So I get that.
100%.
As we spoke about before, that's part of the reason because they have a lot of shots on goal. Before we go forward, please, if you're joining us on Twitter, hit that link just below in the comment section. Join us live. Have your say and give us your player ratings as well. Smash that subscribe while you're over here and hit that like as well. If you're watching on Facebook, do the same. Tellez,
I think I expect too much from these guys. I don't know, but I'm expecting them to put more balls in the box and quality because you're not expecting it from the other two. You're thinking when these two come in, that's what you want from them. Yeah. Did okay, did well defensively, did all right, nothing much really. But again, it's like you're not sitting there going, oh my gosh, Tellez played well today. It's just he played an average game again. Not too much quality going in the box. Okay, he's better crossing the ball in. When it does go in, he is a slightly better, but it's not much better, which I was expecting from a guy like Tellez. But again, we do need the right kind of movements for him to get on the ball in a good flow to cross balls. And a lot of the time, he's not in a good flow. He's kind of right up next to the ball and he can't get a ball in. So I don't know whether that's him or whether it's the way we're playing. But yeah, he played an average game today, to be fair. He's played about 6 to me. He played a 6, yeah.
All right,
I want to give him a
6. Harry Maguire.
He looked okay at times. He made some good challenges, but sometimes I found that we weren't getting countered. But for some reason, he was recovering back to his line, and I was wondering what's going on here. Like, why are you recovering back to your line? But anyway, he did okay for the most part. Again, he does look a bit like he does look like the one that's going to get done, but he didn't really get done today. I gotta say he did okay. I'll give him a 6 as well. Not much there to really say. Yeah, play the ball out of the pitch as he does quite a bit of distribution and stuff, but won some good challenges as well. So give him that.
All right, Rafael Varane.
Steady Eddie. Nothing really extra to do. Nothing really to write home about either. Didn't have to do much. Yeah, I think he gets a 6 as well. I can't see him have done any more. We've let in a goal. We've looked kind of calm with him there anyway, but it's just one of them things where he's not really had to work so hard to get a higher number.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking he's like a 6. Yeah.
He gets a 6 as well. Dalot.
He was another one. I think the back four pretty much 6s all round. Look, he didn't do much going forward again. And you want to see him crossing the ball more. You want to see him getting in behind and overlapping and getting the timing right. That's the main thing. It's the timing. You see players, you see Alanga, you see Rashford when he comes on, you see they're just making a run forward, but it's not like all timed. Things need to be timed in football. And that's what gets you in behind these teams that sit back with 10 at the back. You've got to be able to do the right things. I think we did it a couple of times where we switched, and then we finally got a ball in and Sancho nearly scored. That's what Man City do every week, all through the game, because every team sits back like that and they still get 50 chances a game. That's where we need to start taking a leaf out of these teams' books. Obviously, if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. But look, Dalot, You had an average game again. This is the problem. It's like he's not head and shoulders above Wan-Bissaka. So then you're kind of thinking, does it matter who plays? He's better he's better bringing the ball and distributing. You know, the passes look nicer and crisper. But really, I might as well have Wan-Bissaka in there because he's a better defender. You know, that's what I was thinking today. We're coming up against the big boys. Let's just get Wan-Bissaka in there. Let's defend because we're not really going to get that many crosses in. But
did they create too many chances?
No. So yeah, he's done all right. He hasn't done bad. But it's just one of these games where I look more right. Let's try and be a bit more defensive in this one. But anyway, did well. 6. He did okay. 6 as well. Give him a 6.
It's a 6 as well. Dado with the 6. Scott McTominay.
You know what? Early on in the game, I was like, yes, Scott, you're moving the ball quick. Everybody's moving the ball quick. You're winning the ball. You're spraying it where you have to. You're trying to play balls through the lines. I was loving what I was seeing the first half hour. I really was. I was like, you know what? Love that, McTominay. You're coming on well. Then he faded. From about 30 minutes on, he faded and he was just no longer in the game. I just didn't see him after that. So he was on a 7. He was on for a 7, and then he kind of winded back down to like a 6. So I'll give him a high 6. I think he done okay. But like, look, we needed more quality, of course, because we still didn't create too much. And like, he's only going to give you so much. We know that. But defensive midfield, he did his job quite well.
Do you think that Rangnick's trying to get more out of him as a player?
Yeah, I think you know, he has to see certain things and be able to be. I don't know if he's gonna get a lot more because you notice that everything he does is all right for everything. So
yeah,
if the ball comes to your left foot, you can't just like spray the ball left foot. You can't just like turn out with the other foot and play. That really restricts you as a football player, especially a midfielder. If you haven't got 2 feet, it's a struggle.
Yeah, and he's not going to pick it up at 25, is he?
Exactly. And you can see he never uses that left foot. He gets right straight and he goes, there you go. Oh, there. You know, you could just see it. It's like this. Give me the ball here and I'll have to turn all the way here and then I'll play. I'll turn here, I'll have to play. So everyone can telegraph everything he's going to do. So it's very easy to defend against when you can see everything. But yeah, he did all right today. I've got to say, he done all right. I'm giving him a 6 though.
Fred.
This guy, man, in the attacking midfield, he's a different player. He's another one that started really, really well. Did really, really well early on, and even did a crazy Brazilian skill on the player on the line. I couldn't believe it. He tapped it round him inside the box and it's back to his goal. I was like, oh my gosh, if you make a goal come from this, that's unbelievable. So everyone was like surprised what he was doing. But yeah, you know, he's moving the ball very quickly, turning and moving it, and I was just liking what I was seeing from him. I'm giving it a 7. I think he done really, really well, and I'm like, keep him on. Don't take obviously after the other boys come off, it's like, don't take Fred off. Do not take Fred off when you play like this. So yeah,
it feels like in general fans are starting to warm a bit more to Fred. You're seeing a different side to him. They're seeing maybe yes, he frustrates sometimes with his misplaced passes, but his work rate and when he is on it, he seems to be on it.
He is on it when he's in attacking midfield. That's what he was. Let's just get this right. He comes to United, and from day one, he was sent to CDM for some stupid reason. But when he was at his old club, he was attacking midfield. And when he's playing like that, I gave him a 9 last game and a 7 this game. And he's set up goals, he scored goals, and he's assisted quite a few this season. So I'm looking at that, and I'm like, wait a minute. This guy's actually a cam. He's actually a cam. You know, one of the not just the deep line, he's the one that can get forward and do bits. So, and he's showing it today. So to be fair, not just today, he's showing that's him and that's always been him, but he was just trying to do a defensive job. I tell you now, any attacking player that has to do a defensive job, they're not going to be good at it. So I'm going to actually take back everything I said about Fred defensively because it's not his fault. He's not a defensive midfielder.
He was a Shakhtar. He was an attacking midfielder.
I'll be finished. Yeah. If you put me in the midfield, I'll be finished. I'll be losing the ball left, right, and centre. Put me up front. I know what I'm doing. I know what I play with my back to goal all day. But no, when players can come to you from all angles, hey, it's a different kettle of fish. I'm telling you, I'm not used to being in that part of the pitch and seeing what's coming from all angles, and your touch has to be good and where to turn and who to play it to and keeping it. I'd lose the ball for fun. You'd be like, who's this guy? Take him off the field. So I'm telling you now, Fred, different guy in his own position. Thank you, Fred. Love you.
All right, Fred's feeling the love right now. Who else was on? It was Alanga.
Bruno.
Go. We'll go with Alanga.
Okay. Alanga came, started the game, looked okay to be fair, and stretched the play. You know what he's like. He tries to stretch the play all the time, and he's always on the move. And what does he do? He gets a chance, nearly scores as well. Great run, great skill. He had 2 opportunities actually as well. One of the ones that was nearly a carbon copy of his last goal. That was a great link up with Bruno second half. But first half, that keeper just saved it with his head. He didn't even know what was coming. So he could have had a second goal against them and helped us get through. But look, other than that, he was obviously a bit at fault for the goal because he didn't get back and defend. He should have come back with the fullback there. When you're on the right and your fullback's going the other way, you've got to go with your fullback. You cannot let him go and cheat. You just cannot, especially in Champions League at this point. You've got to go back with him. And he didn't. And Dalot was faced with 3 players to defend with. So it's a bit difficult. But yeah, I'm going to give him a 6 today. I'm giving him a 6. It's kind of 6s most around.
All right, 6 for Alanga. Bruno Fernandes.
He's another one where he worked hard, he shut down. But please stop moaning. Like, just stop moaning. Flipping, you're carrying on for 5 minutes after the game. Like, after the incidents happen, you're still carrying on. I just want you to concentrate on the game and try and get the goal back. I hate it when people are doing that. Like, too many players these days that when they get something happen, they're just sitting there and they're moaning and moaning. Stop moaning, please. Just get on with the game and I'll be happy. And I'm sure everyone else would be happy. You can moan at the ref for 1 second while the game ball's out of play. But while it's in play, just flip in, get on with the game. Yeah, it didn't really show a lot. Obviously, the defense defended and didn't give him much chances to do. Actually, had a long-range shot, which was always going to get saved. Didn't really boss the game in any other way. Was moving it quick, quite sharply, to be fair. I like the fact that it was in there, but it didn't really affect the game enough for me to give him more than a 6. He ain't getting more than a 6 for me. Okay, and he deserved to come off, and that's what I thought. Bring Pogba on for him. Bruno probably didn't do anything anyway, but not enough time.
Oh, press the wrong button. Yep, move on. Sancho, I accidentally deleted it.
Yeah. Sancho's that baller. He's a baller. He's just got the same old baller everything now. It's like he's just reached his level and he knows what he's doing and he just knows where players are going to be. He knows what to do against them. It's just that not enough of our players are doing the same. So, like when you've only got one player that's doing bits, you need the other 2 and 3 to open up doors everywhere. If everyone else can start playing on his level, he's going to look triple the player. But at the moment, he's having to do it on his own. He's megging people that like 2 people coming into him, he's just megging them and taking them on and taking that touch and, faking to go one way, laying it off, getting it back. But it's just like I said, it's not actually at the moment. He could be getting like an 8 and 9 in these kind of games, but he's gonna be reduced to a 7 because everything doesn't come to something. If you get what I mean, he played really, really well. I'm happy with him. He played a 7. He was one of the bright sparks in the team, and you felt when he got it, things would only really come from him if it was gonna come from somewhere. So yeah, I'm giving him a 7. He's getting a 7 today.
All right, Sancho a 7. Cristiano Ronaldo, frustrated tonight.
Very frustrating, to be fair. He was on his game. He was playing okay, yeah. But why are you playing left wing for? Why are you playing right wing? Get yourself back up front where you score your goals. Obviously, who am I to tell the guy who scored the most goals ever? But listen, you've got to be up front. We trying to get the ball into you. There's no other strikers on the pitch. Everyone else is wide. So when we went wide and we're trying to probe and get wide and overlap and stuff, and then you're out wide, Who's going to get on the end of a ball if we put it in? Even if it's just you. Who is? Nobody is. So Cristiano Ronaldo, you're getting a 6 from me. You don't get any less than a 6. You were lively. You were moving the ball. You were trying to do your bits. You know, the only thing is, you've got to be in the box, lad. You've just got to be in the box to just be there for whenever we get one cross in that's quality. You'll be on the end of it and we win the game, or we get a goal and we take it into extra time. You know, so yeah, a bit disappointed with him today.
Here's a stat. Wow. Man United's gross transfer spend is 1.4 billion over the last 10 years. And since 2011, they've won 2 Champions League knockout ties. Wow. Wow. When it's in black and white, that's they need a manager in next season. But not just that, they need a structure upstairs, because that says to me, it doesn't matter who the manager is, there's been no structure there. If you spent 1.4 billion in 10 years and you've won 2 knockout ties, that is structure upstairs and not just the players and the manager. You can't blame that on the manager and players. That's more than that. There's no one upstairs that's taking onus of this. There's no one upstairs that's taking charge and saying this is the direction the club needs to go into. It's wishy-washy. It's this way, it's that way, it's this way, it's that way. So whoever they bring in next needs to make sure that they're taking Man United in the right direction. Ouch. Yes, Paul. Very true. Very true. Ouch.
He needs time.
He does need time. He needs time from the fans, most importantly as well, because I think the board will give time. Because even down to the last moment, with the other managers, it does very much seem like the fans have had enough. I don't know about Louis van Gaal, but it felt like the fans had enough of Jose and both of Oli in the end. Look.
Here's the problem, Kiers. When people need time, that means we're going to lose games we should be winning. And we're going to look poor. People ain't going to be like, yeah, you know what? We're rebuilding, man. We expect this, innit? We expect to lose against this team and that team. When we go up against them teams, we're still expecting to beat them. Then we're causing loads of pressure on the club to get people out when this is happening. That's the problem. So we have to, if we're going to say we have to strip it back and lose all these players, bring players in, expect to have some bad results everywhere and be mid-table like we are going to be this year. We're probably going to be like 5th, 6th this year, 7th. I don't know. But we're looking.
I love how you said that was mid-table.
I don't know, man. It's mid-table, man. That's top half. Look at the top half. We're the middle of the top half. So, I don't like.
You've had it too good. Like you're calling Europa League mid-table. You lot don't know your ball. You must be mad. Could be mid-table, 6th, Thursdays and Sundays. Wow, mate, that is not. But I hear what you mean. It's right. It's completely true. But on the flip side, because people will turn around and say, "Look, you wasn't willing to give Ollie time," but 3 years, I think it's enough to see if they're going in the right direction, and that was clearly not.
We were though.
That wasn't.
We were going in the right direction. We got quite far. We won. We got second. We did do well. We brought in Cristiano, Sancho, and Varane. That there says, "Wow, we're moving forward." Then we just moved to the end. We shouldn't have bring Cristiano, even though he's done really well. It wasn't in our plans. It wasn't, and that's changed the whole flow of how everything is right now. And it's not his fault because he's done really well himself. But as the team, it obviously meant a lot of other players had to play elsewhere. Now, if you look at it, Rashford was left, Sancho was coming in to go right. Greenwood was up there on his own, up front, and that was like, and then you have Martial who can come on up front, and then Cavani who's going to play. You had pace everywhere, and and they were like players who could do something out of nothing. That's what we really was trying to do, and then it changes, then isn't it? And then you get Cristiano in, he can't do something out of nothing. So now you've got to change the players and put players who are going to play on the bench, and then it becomes we now need to supply. Instead of we can counter-attack and do one-on-ones on our own. It doesn't work like that anymore. So it's a total different Man United now, just because one player comes in. And then when you take out him, you put Cavani in, it's another one, isn't it? You're going to play both of them. Now you're going to lose 2 quick players. And then you look into the fullbacks a lot more. But that's what happens, isn't it? It's a knock-on effect of the whole squad and where you want to go. So hopefully the manager comes in and changes it all up.
They have to. Good to see Juan Mata back on the pitch tonight.
Yeah, I'm loving him on the field. Obviously, not enough time. Too many touch stoppages at that point. He's come on with a 6. Come off with a 6. He's not really done anything. So it's always Matic as well. Pogba comes on, doesn't do anything but foul people, get clumsy a little bit. I weren't too happy with that. But yeah, that's the 3, isn't it? There was 4 players come on. I think it was 4 of them.
Yeah.
Matic, Pogba, Mata, and Cavani. Yeah, so no one really got anything. I'm telling you, the game just ended by about 70 minutes. Like the game was over. They were just slowing everything down, getting.
That's the way they play. It's Simeone's style. It's
nothing you can do.
You can't knock it to a certain extent, but I honestly I couldn't have him as my manager. It's all people will say, "Oh no, look, he's a winner. He's this, he's that." But if you've got to watch that, and that's what the majority of it doesn't matter whether they're playing top of the league or bottom of the league. Yeah, you're getting a 2-0 victory or a tight game. That's how they do it. He keeps it tight. He hits them, gets 2 goals within 5 minutes, shuts up shop. It's like what old Mourinho used to be at Chelsea.
But, yeah, exactly.
But not as forward thinking. Not as forward thinking.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as forward thinking. But it gets results. It gets results. So we'll see. Any more thoughts on tonight's game?
Look, Champions League is over for us, probably for another 2 to 3 years. Hopefully not 3. Hopefully just 1 year. Hopefully not even 1 year. But I'm being realistic. I think we ain't getting Champions League this year. We're done. We're done out here for this year. We need to really look at how we're going to improve this side. Find some little gems out of nowhere. Let's find some gems for 30 million, 20 million. Come on. Let's get that done. Some players that workhorses that will come in this side and make us way better. Take out, there's going to be a lot of changes this year. But look, that's my thoughts. My thoughts are the season is pretty much done now. Let's just enjoy. And again, Ralph now can try different things. Don't need to put the same players in. There's nothing riding on anything anymore. Okay, you want to try and get the 4th spot, but come on, let's just do what we're doing and play and enjoy ourselves the rest of the season.
And that'll probably be the weight off people's shoulders that they probably need to start relaxing and playing better football, to be honest. That's probably what will happen.
Exactly. That's it.
How many times you see it when there's no pressure and it's too late and then they just win every game?
5-0.
Yeah, and you miss out by 1 point. You're like, where were you in the game against Burnley? Like, yeah.
I won't be surprised if Rashford gets a hat-trick next game.
Well, you need it just for his own sanity, though, because he's top drawer and he's been missing for too long now.
Nah, he can't run on the right side. He can't run. I think it's one of them things, when you're standing there and you kind of drop a shoulder and use your left foot to sprint and stuff. He's on the right, so he's dropping the shoulder and trying to run, and he's using his other foot, and he's like, "How do I do this? I don't know how to do this."
It's the Zoolander of football.
How do I use?
You can only turn one way.
What's going on here? 1 sec, you stay there. Right, let's go. Like, what are you doing? Come on, lad. It's more to football than playing on one side. Seriously, what's going on? Please, Rashi, just work. Just watch loads of right wingers and just watch how they play. Like right wingers with right feet. Please just watch them because you can do it. He can do it, man. He can do it. It hurts. It hurts to watch him at the moment, and I'm thinking, when's it gonna change? Like you got all that ability, yet you're showing 0. How does that happen? I don't get it. But anyway. Hopefully,
I don't think any of us do.
It comes back soon. Hopefully, it comes back soon.
All right.
You see the music.
I just thought. Did I mean to press daydreaming? I don't know. Maybe it was subconsciously. All right. Thank you, everyone who's joined us tonight in the comment section. New subscriber as well. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for the support. If you are watching on any of the other platforms, please press that like and subscribe button. If you are watching on Twitter, make sure you come over to join us next time on KS1 TV and the Man United Show. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Nathan.
It's been good. Not good, but yeah.
All right. Peace out, people. Stay safe. Oh, and wash your hands.